What's up guys, it's Captain Production 72 and welcome to a review of a set. Well, it's not really a set, this is a book. Not something we've often reviewed on here, but it's a cool book nonetheless. This is the 2011 LEGO Star Wars Character Encyclopedia. And we don't often look at books, but again, this is one of those rare exceptions. This is the very first character encyclopedia released, 14 years ago. And it's a pretty cool book. Obviously this book is 2012 on is not in this book, so it's 13 years out of date, but damn is it still a cool book and a very nostalgic one to flick through. You even get a really cool minifigure, as you can see down there. And a fun little fact about this book: if you wanted to have all the minifigures from that celebration scene at the end of A New Hope, Luke, Han and Leia, you had to buy the 2009 Visual Dictionary, this book, and the 2012 Y-Wing. But enough about that, let's get into this book, featuring more than 300 figures. I believe it were, we must be at 1,500 minifigures by now? Like, this book is, there's been well over 1,000 figures released since this book came out, but damn is it still a good book. Having a look at the front, you can see it's kind of got that rainbow kind of effect as I kind of tilt the book back and forth, and you can see the flash of the camera on it. Real cool looking book. Pick it up here, you can see all those really cool kind of classic minifigures on the front there. Can't believe how old some of those are. Got the Han Solo there, which is a cool minifigure we'll take a look at. If you flip it around the back, it's just a stormtrooper. And it says here, do you know your X-Wing pilot look from your Endor look? And the whole book's about discussing that. And back in the day, this cost £15 in the UK. And I was able to get this book for £5 online. Brand new as well. So that's pretty cool. But we're going to take a look at that Han Solo, because that is a pretty cool looking minifigure. And it's very similar to another figure that came out that same year. And to anybody wondering, the way you remove the Han Solo, as you can see, he's in here. And it's a bit hard to do with one hand free, but you essentially are pulling up this bit of plastic here to reveal the minifigure, like so. And here we have the minifigure included. Now, obviously, it's Han Solo from the end of A New Hope when he gets the medal, and it is a really cool minifigure. He does share parts of other figures. Of course, the torso is what makes him special. And obviously, nowadays, we had that Yavin 4 base a couple years back where you got all those figures, but it was kind of cool. Like, that was a thing about LEGO Star Wars back in the day. Certain things could only be got certain ways. And this is one of those cool things. Now, like I said, he is very similar to another minifigure. It's just a cleaner, tidier looking at the torso. He's got his shirt buttoned up. This is the minifigure from the same year, from the 2011 Millennium Falcon, and you can see the similarities there. I do not believe this minifigure has a double-sided head. I'm actually not sure. Let's have a look. So we turn it around like so, and we're going to remove... There is no double-sided head, although in 2011 that was a very common thing. But, this whole video is going to be about minifigures, so let's jump into that amazing book. So here we have the book, and you can see the thickness. Obviously, you've got that plastic bit where Han's going to go, but this bit where my finger is, that is literally just all pages. And this book is perfect for us to take a look at in this way. It's not as big. I had a lot of difficulty reviewing some of the bigger books. But, let's get right into that. So, you've seen the front cover. That's all good. We're going to open the first page. So, immediately you can see the area where we took Han out of. There's just so many cool minifigures to look at here. For the sake of time and for the fact that I don't want to bore anyone watching this, I'm not going to talk about every minifigure in the book. I will point out some of my favourite ones, some of the really cool ones, but you can see some really nice minifigures here. You can see Commander Fox here, you can see Slave Leia, Yoda, Hoth Han Solo, General Lando, Hondo, Ahsoka, Senate Commandos, just Aayla Secura, Juno Eclipse, Skiff Lando, Bosk, Grievous. Some pretty cool stuff on this page. So we're going to flip it over. Written by Hannah Dolan. Those are some of the other names there, you can see. So it's split into sections, this book. Episodes 1, Episode 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then Clone Wars. And then it's not coloured, but you can see a little bit there, and it does say Expanded Universe. I know that introduction is correct. Like Star Wars, the minifigures in Star Wars are what bring it to life. The minifigures are sort of like, the builds are cool, but the minifigures are some of the coolest parts of just LEGO Star Wars. But turning the page, we get started. So we're starting off here with Episode 1. We've got Qui-Gon Jinn, we've got Obi-Wan. And the general format for this book is it has a name, as a data file saying, what set it was in. You've got the minifigure old versions up the top, like Star Variant. You've got the yellow version, and in this case, it tells you the fun fact about how the 2007 ones in the cruiser accidentally had Obi-Wan's Episode 3 head on them. And you can see the system at the top with the little numbers, so you can see where it changes the little circles, and it just tells you like the characters' appearances. And of course you get little kind of bubbles coming out, or little squares rather, telling you some facts. This one says, updated Jedi tunic and telebelt design is new for 2011. And these are some cool minifigures. So like I said, I'll only point out the cool one, like the really cool ones. And it tells you the number of variants as well. It's an amazing book. But, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon from episode 1. Jar Jar, it shows you that, Jar Jar's one of those figures that went from being a bland, just having the mold, to detail. We've got Padme there. Anakin, R2-D2. Watto, the original Watto. That's an extremely expensive minifigure these days. One of those ones I'm after. We've got the original Sebulba, which is quite cool. Not to say these, modern, brand new in 2011 designs weren't cool, because they are cool minifigures. We've got Aldor, Beetle, Gas Gano, which are two of the more unique minifigures. Wald, we've got a pit droid there, we've got Darth Maul, we've got the OG Yoda, because we did not have an updated prequels Yoda yet. Obviously, you have to remember this book is 14 years old, so this is what was current. 2011 was the year Darth Maul finally got horns on his head, which is pretty cool, because every version before that just gave him a hood. But, that's what makes this book cool. And yeah, I know that's going to trigger someone. The lightsaber hilt, it is the chrome hilt, but it's on the wrong way. And I want to know if the people doing this book did that on purpose. Let's count how many times we see it upside down. Changing page here, we got Light Up Mace Windu, which is a really cool minifigure from that turbo tank. Robot Pilot, the Light Up minifigures are like, those are some of the really cool things in LEGO Star Wars. Just, the things that were done once and then never done again. Got in really cool looking green astromech back when we didn't get a lot of astromechs in different colours. Gungan Soldier. All the various types of battle droid, which, in an updated version of this book, which we did get last year. There has been, I believe, 2 since then. There's a 2015 one, and I think 2024. I don't think there was one in between. I could be wrong though. We got up there the Sand Red Geonosian Battle Droid, one of the coolest versions made, and they're quite expensive now. We got an Abu Guard, Captain Panaka. Like I said, you'll see a lot of figures highlighted here that are yellow heads, because we hadn't yet gotten these guys updated. I mean, that original Count Dooku is cool. And fun fact, even though we've not seen Count Dooku in LEGO Star Wars for 12 years, he is the only minifigure after the original run of them to get chrome lightsaber hilts, as it shows you here. And because even in 2012-13, which was his last 2 appearances, they were still giving him chrome. Got Anakin and Obi-Wan in their episode 2 outfits. Really, a minifigure that it's kind of father like son, or kind of stuff like this. But Cloud say Boba Fett shot up like a rocket. Now, this version of Jango, which I'm happy I recently acquired that in the set, along with the Boba, but that Jango Fett is now becoming worth crazy amounts of money. Not quite Cloud say Boba Fett levels, but he's in the hundreds now. The original Boba Fett, pretty cool looking minifigure. Zam Wessel, fun fact, only minifigure in lavender, an original Tusken Raider there. Jedi Bob, who's a bit of a LEGO icon. The first ever LEGO Clone Troopers, those were pretty cool. They are not easy to army build, but one I'm definitely planning to go after in the near future. Droidica from 07, we got that blue. Like I said, blue beginnings. So we got the blue kind of metal, kind of shiny looking Super Battle Droid from 02. Pretty cool minifigure. Not one I own, but it's on the list. We've got the original Geonosian with wings. And fun fact, I think that's because we might be entering Clone Wars. It says only episode 2 up here, but this is the Clone Wars designed Geonosian from the Geonosian Starfighter. But those winged ones are cool. I have a few without wings because you got both in the set. As you can see, that's the canon part of it. Definitely a cool minifigure. Moving on. We're not in the Clone Wars section yet. I think the Clone Wars section's at the end of the book, actually. I may have got that wrong. We've got original General Grievous, who just looks like a skeleton. We've got an Obi-Wan there. It does show you the light up one, which I only own the light up for Mace Windu, but the light up minifigures are really cool, especially if you find them in good condition. Speaking of which, we've got light up Anakin. We've got Palpatine here, and for some reason, it misses out my favourite variant of Palpatine. So you've got that kind of... We've got the one that originally came out in the '08 Death Star. We got the yellow one from like the final duel set from the 2002. But my favourite version of Palpatine, and hopefully this is the only time I'm going to do this, where maybe it's later in the book, but this, in my opinion, was the coolest Palpatine, the one from the Imperial Inspection. We're going to put him back up on the shelf there. But yeah, really cool. Got the hologram version down there, which, not sure, debate in the comments, that counts as a minifigure. Turning the page once again. We've got co-pilots. I've actually got all those mini. It's crazy. Last time I had an in-depth look through this book, I was a kid. So it's kind of fun to look at it and go, hey, I've got that now. It's fun. Got Kit Fisto there. Not a Jedi we've not seen since 2012. Got his Green Astromech. Got Captain Jack. Looking good right there. Light Up and Illuminara Unduli. I recently, and I've not done a video with it on the channel. I'm going to do a custom minifigures video soon. I recently acquired a custom version of her without the light up. Regular arm, pretty cool minifigure. We've got Barriss Offee there. But yeah, the whole idea was you push down on the heads and the lightsaber blades glow. Oh, brilliant concept. Chewbacca, we've got the Wookiee Warriors, which I remember at one point were so expensive. They're now actually quite affordable minifigures. You know, getting a nice little Wookiee army going. It's a concept I've fiddled with for a while. Speaking of cool minifigures, but these ones sadly have never went down. These have always went up. The Kashyyyk Scout Camouflage Clone Trooper. I've managed to acquire 2 of these over time, but damn are those expensive. From that 05 Turbo Tank. Really cool minifigure though. Next up we've got the Clone Trooper. This is the 2010 one. The one up here is the one you guys will mostly be familiar with. The one that was in the Turbo Tank, the Battle Pack. But this one is the Swamp Speeder one. They gave him more defined lines on the torso, and they gave him kind of... It's like how some of the Stormtroopers have lines and some don't. On the helmet, he's got lines. Moving on to the next one, we've got a really cool page. And again, it's like that, oh wait, I now have all of these kind of thing. If anyone's not sure what I'm on about, I have a video, and I'm a bit of a shameless plug here. You can go check out that I've done a video back last year, and it's every clone trooper ever made. Annoyingly, it's now out of date because of the ARC 170. But some cool figures. You've got the Recon Clone, the Shock Trooper, which it doesn't show you both variants, but there's a variant with a black waist. Fun fact, I was the first clone to try that white waist thing, which is now common. Got the Siege Trooper, and we've got the Aerial Trooper. Let's move on. And we're going to flip over the page here. So here we've got another cool clone trooper, the Star Corps clone, and the Budge Droid. And yes, there's the variant with the Pauldron, which people seem to think is Commander Cody. Fun fact, he's not, but people think that because the Complete Saga portrays him as being such. Flipping over again, we've got one of my favourite minifigures as a kid, and it's one I want to rebuy at some point, but I actually would rather have the set he was in. This is the burnt up Anakin from Revenge of the Sith. This is the one here is the 2010 version, which just looked amazing. I mean, look at that angry head that we got on that guy. And up top, we have the one I have been able to get a hold of recently, or probably 2-3 years ago now. The burnt up Anakin from 05. All they did was get rid of the hairpiece, change his head. Got a medical droid there. We got another medical droid. We've got Darth Vader. And, you know, we've got all the different versions. I have all the ones here, rather apart from the light up one. You've got the Chrome Darth Vader here, the light up one. This is the Millennium Falcon / Imperial Shuttle version, because he has the eyes. There's one like that in the Death Star and his TIE Fighter, but no eyes. Like, as in, there's no pupils, just black dots. I've got some Stormtroopers. I've got the really cool Imperial Inspection ones, the Chrome ones, and the regular one. I missed those old helmets, and I think most of you will as well. The old helmets were just so much cooler. Here we got Gold Chrome C-3PO, the one that was, they only made 10 of those. There's the solid gold one they made 10 of, then there's one I have they made 10,000 of. There's all the versions of C-3PO. It's weird seeing him like that, because now he has so much detail. We've got Captain Antilles and a Rebel Trooper, pretty cool minifigures. We've got Leia and Luke, both from the Millennium Falcon from that year. We've got Skyhopper Pilot, which is a minifigure in recent times we did get a remake of, which is kind of weird. I remember the book vaguely suggests that he could be Luke Skywalker, which is kind of funny. He's from the T-16 Skyhopper from 2003. Next up, we've got Owen Lars, which is a pretty cool minifigure. Yeah, there's a modern remake, but I prefer this one from the original Sandcrawler. Got a Jawa here, which... Those OG ones with the capes. I hate that Lego don't give them capes now. And we got this Astromech without a printed head. That's meant to be the one that breaks down. And then we got... Did I skip a page there? I don't think that I did. No, I didn't. And these are just a variety of different droids you see throughout the original Star Wars trilogy, which is pretty cool. Mouse droid, sentry droid, treadwell droid, gonk droid, interrogation droid. Some pretty cool droids there. Got an R1 unit. It's nice. Got an ESP droid. We got old Obi-Wan, and you can see down there, you've got the yellow kind of head version. So just the camera here. That looks alright. I'm going to flip the page again. I'm actually going to have to put the camera up. We've got the Sand Trooper, which is a cool minifigure, but I prefer the 2012 ones, because 2012 was the first year they gave sand details to make it look like they had went through a desert. And we got the Han Solo we showed at the start of the book, which is one that's very similar to the one you get in the book. Got his yellow variant there. We've got that UCS Falcon up there, which I don't know why they don't show the 2011 one, but yeah, we've got that classic Greedo, which is a cool minifigure. One of those ones that, you know, fun fact, he was the first Rhodian minifigure, and he was one of the first minifigures to have arm printing. Boba Fett was the first one that I can think of, the Cloud City Boba Fett, which, listen, I think we'll probably see in this book sometimes on Imperial Officer. I always, as a kid, loved the fact that we got a white C-3PO, a black C-3PO, a red C-3PO, and gold C-3PO. Obviously, they're all different droids, but I just thought that was absolutely amazing that we got all the different colours in them. And fun fact, at this point, they still don't quite have special pieces for their hats. The Imperial Officer was always in the kind of kepi piece that the soldier Germans and Russian minifigures use in Indiana Jones. It's pretty cool. It's only now that we have a special piece. We've got Han and Luke in their Stormtrooper outfits from the 2008 Death Star, which is pretty cool. Got Luke and Biggs Darklighter here. And some pretty cool sets behind them. The original X-Wing Starfighter. We're currently on episode 4. We got Wedge Antilles and Dutch Vandor. That's a really cool, that 2006 X-Wing. One of my favourite sets as a kid. One of those ones I really want to buy back. You get them for decent money as well. Got a TIE Pilot. You got the TIE Defender. We've got Luke that tells you about, and this is the one that would go with the Han Solo. Tells you the book up there, the 2009 Visual Dictionary. And alright, now we're about to cross an Empire Strikes Back. We've got the minifigure you get in this book, but just bigger. And then we're starting off Empire Strikes Back with Luke Skywalker and his Hoth outfit from when he gets kidnapped by the Wampa. But yeah, fun fact, 2010 was the introduction of the helmet being used in that way. Looks really cool. Changing up, we've got Han Solo, Hoth, and all his various iterations. As a kid, my favourite Star Wars movie, right? And I'm someone who grew up with the prequels as well, was Empire Strikes Back. Loved the outfits for all the kind of, you know, Han, Luke, Leia in the snow outfits. Always thought those looked great. We've got Leia there as well. She doesn't, at this point, she didn't have that many Hoth variants. I still don't think she has that many. But Han definitely has quite a few even now. These are the other two 3POs I was talking about. Some pretty cool minifigures. R3PO and K3PO. I do own K3PO. I've not got my hands on the red one, R3PO. But he's the only one I need to complete that little collection. But some pretty cool minifigures. They both came in Hoth sets. The 2011 Echo base, the 2007 Hoth Rebel base. So, yeah. We got Back to Tank Luke. Pretty cool looking minifigure, because in that 2011 set, you got the full kind of interior. And it's one of those sets I do plan to buy very soon. We've got the Probe Droid there. That was the first version of the Probe Droid. I feel like after that they went downhill. We got Admiral Piet, which is a pretty cool minifigure from that legendary 2011, you know, the big, like the proper big Super Star Destroyer. And then of course we got General Veers, which is, you know, General Veers is a cool minifigure until they put him in a damn battle pack. That's all I'm saying. But he looks so average, you could get away with having a bunch of those. We've got an AT-ST driver, an AT-AT pilot, which I always thought were just like, see, as a kid, I just thought those were like advanced looking stormtroopers. And honestly, those are just amazing looking, especially those helmets. You know, I think back in the day, minifigures were really, really good looking. I still think that. Got a snowtrooper, we've got the Hoth Rebel, and you can kind of see like the whole, in fact, I'm actually going to lift up the camera so you can see that one. But this one's on about of the helmets. 2010 was the start of this, which we still use. But look at all the ones that had to go through first, and those just like we're right. The minifigures with the red. People seem to think that's blood. That's meant to be like hair. you know, as if the guy's hair is poking out from the helmet. But, you know, moving on, we got Zev Sineska, which is one of those minifigures famous for being in a battle pack, but most people don't care. We got Dak Rattler there. Dago Baluk, which, again, this just shows you a lot of these first versions hadn't been updated yet, because he's still got the yellow skin. Obviously, it took till 2018, so 14 years after that figure's release in 04 for it to get changed. We got Dengar there. He's also in that same set as Admiral Piet. We got his classic version there. Dengar is a cool minifigure. And I was right. There is Cloud City Boba Fett there. We got the bronze one, which is a Lego company promotion, like inside with other employees kind of promotion they did in 2010. That Boba Fett, fun fact, yes, he's bland detail wise, but that was the first Boba Fett to have a proper helmet. You know, not a jetpack helmet combo. Next time we got a minifigure from the same set, Bosk. That set there, it's quite a cheap set nowadays, that Slave One, but it's kind of revolutionary because it was like one of the best ones in terms of weapons. But it was the first time we got Bosk. It was the first time we got a normal looking Boba Fett. And it was the first time we got Han and Carbonite where the figure could go in. So a little bit of a fact there. We got IG-88, which just looked cooler in silver. We got Lando Calrissian, which is a really rare figure. We're going to get into a lot of an expensive bit of the book. We got Lobot. We got Leia in her outfit. That's what I'm saying. Now these figures are updated. But, you know, these figures were 8 years old when this book came out. And it still hadn't been quite updated yet. We got Luke Skywalker, another really crazy expensive figure. We got Bespin Security Guard. He's quite easy to get a hold of. We got Han in his skiff outfit. Fun fact, they have skipped one. Like, do you know what it is? My brain's pointing out certain variants that aren't showcased. There was one between these two minifigures where it was the same print as that, but in it had flesh tones. We got Jabba the Hutt, because at the time we were 1 year away from getting that really cool looking 2012 Jabba the Hutt. We got a Gamora. I don't know why I adjusted that. We got a Gamorrean Guard in all its versions. We got Bib Fortuna, which is a cool minifigure. EV-99, the torture droid from Jabba's palace. One of those really cool minifigures. I don't know why we don't get anything like that now. It's like, I personally feel in the Book of Boba Fett's palace, they should have included the white one. 8D8, I think's that one called. We got a Omar Monk Spider Droid. Slave Leia, Lando, the skiff version. We got Luke Jedi, and that Jedi Luke has a lot of variations. It's crazy how many he's got. We got the Death Star Trooper back when they were kind of using this more basic helmet. You can see what I mean by the Kiepi piece as well. It took them a long time to actually get the right piece. From the USS Shuttle, that's where that one comes in. We got the Royal Guard from Imperial Inspection and the Death Star. Like, no, different versions. My bad. We got the R2Q5, which is a really cool black Imperial astromech. I mean, the astromech droids look pretty cool in black. We got Mon Mothma there. The first Admiral Akbar minifigure, and that headpiece came back last year in 2024, which is kind of nuts to see the return of that. We got General Crix Madine. Pretty cool torso there if you wanted to kind of use, you know, to create your own characters like rebel officers, which I've seen done a lot. General Lando, cool minifigure. We've got a Mon Cala officer. A-Wing pilot, got a rebel technician. I love the little cart there. It's like the ones you drive around in the complete saga. Got a B-Wing pilot 10 nub, which we finally got a 9 nub figure last year, which is nuts to think about. Turning the page here, we got Endor Luke, who has since been kind of updated, but we have, in fact, yeah, it has been updated, but it took us a while to get another one that had the camo in there. We got Endor Leia's original version. We got the Endor Rebels, which are my favourite type of rebel from Star Wars is the Endor ones. We've got some Scout Troopers, just all the Ewoks, Wicket, Chief Chirpa, Paplu, Logray, which that one has the bird skull on the head. That one's the coolest by far. That says Black Ewok, but his name is Tokat. We have Anakin. Right, now we're starting this Star Wars: The Clone Wars stuff, and then after that, it's like the expanded universe, which is now Legend stuff. We've got Anakin and Clone Wars from the Sith Night Speeder there. Clone Wars R2-D2, Clone Wars Obi-Wan. I'm currently doing a series collecting these. There'll be an updated episode coming out very soon. Ahsoka Tano, R8, A7. Pretty cool minifigures here, which are all relatively new at the time. Got the Clone Wars Clone Trooper, the Horn Company Clone, which is the Eve Koff ones, the Jet Trooper, the Gunner, the Pilot, the Bomb Squad, which these were brand new when this book came out. That's nuts to think about. So was that Horn Company Trooper. We got the Rocket Droid Commander, which these cool variants, we don't get anything like this now. Elite Assassin Droid from the Bounty Hunter Assault Gunship. We got Yoda in the Clone Wars look. We got Raw the Hutt, which is one of those minifigures I always forget exists. I own this figure, but I always forget it exists. Pretty cool one from the Clone Wars movie. We got Asajj Ventress in both versions, her later version and her early one from the movie. We got Count Dooku, which this was the only, back when this book was new, the only way to get a flesh tone Count Dooku was to have the Clone Wars one. We didn't have a movie one yet. Got Pilot Droid, which, fun fact, that's just a skeleton. The head of that is just a skeleton's foot. We got the IG Series Magna Guard, pretty cool minifigure there. I recently got a custom of what one looks like in the Complete Saga, really cool. We got Plo Koon here, which we're meant to be getting a microfighter of his Starfighter this year. R7F5. We got Clone Wars Grievous. We got Commander Cody, which is a pretty cool minifigure. Indeed, armored and non-armored. We got Commander Fox, who's a really expensive minifigure now, along with, this was the first version we got of Illuminara where she had a normal lightsaber. Pretty cool set there. Moving on to the next page here. We got Captain Rex, the one and only, the namesake of the channel. Pretty cool. We got Anaconda Far, which, hey, back then we got kind of little one-off aliens. I mean, this guy was in a couple Clone Wars episodes, but not that many. But it was still cool that we got him anyway. Newt Gunray, who's in the same set as Anaconda. A pretty cool use for the Akbar head was quite literally this minifigure here. It was nice. You can see Lego got their use out of this one. Nadar Veb. Here on the next page we have A4D, which is the same type of droid as EV9D9, but it's a bit messier looking, if I'm being honest. Not one of my favourite minifigures. But we have one of my favourite minifigures next to it, and it's Hondo Ohnaka, one of my favourite characters, probably my favourite Star Wars character. I just felt Captain Rex worked better for the channel. Otherwise, I was originally going to call it something to do with this, but Hondo Ohnaka, one of my favourite minifigures. He's a funny character, honestly. It's a good Clone Wars episode when Hondo pops up. By the way, I will need to go a bit faster here, because, it's nearly a 30-minute video. But we got Tark Falso from the same set. We got Ayla Secura there. Pretty cool minifigure. I've got a Complete Saga version of that coming. We got Anakin Skywalker, and I'm actually grabbing the set very soon, so it'll be featuring at some point soon, that has these two minifigures. Anakin Skywalker in the Orto Plutonia outfit, and Phi Sen. These are some cool minifigures. I mean, I don't think either of these will get remade. That's how niche these figures would be now. We got Mace Windu in the Clone Wars bit. We got a legendary minifigure there, Cad Bane. Aura Singh, and we got Shahan Alama. These are some pretty cool minifigures. Like, that was the cool thing about Star Wars The Clone Wars, getting all these kind of criminal, kind of pirate minifigures. It's good for mocks if you were to do like Coruscant's Underground or something like that. They're becoming very handy. Senate Commando Captain, the ARF Trooper, which was brand new at the time. The ARF Trooper is one of my favourite clone troopers, especially the next year after, in 2012, when they gave it those red arms and red markings. The Rancor Battalion ARF Trooper, amazing figure. We got Chancellor Palpatine, a minifigure people might think is creepy, but he's got that Death Star plans hologram, pretty cool. We got Ki-Adi-Mundi in his first LEGO appearance. I've always wondered what it would have been like if LEGO had given us a classic version of that, like before 2011. And, some really cool custom minifigures of that. And we got Eve Koff, Quinlan Voss, we got some pretty cool Jedi minifigures out of the Clone Wars sets. Two amazing looking minifigures here. We've got Commander Wolf and a Wolfpack Clone Trooper. It's a shame, I do like the rarity of these guys, but it's a shame that they were never army buildable. It'd be cool to have a little army of those. It's a bit like that Kashyyyk clone we saw earlier. They're cool, but near impossible to have a decent army of them. Turning the page here, we've got Suji and Embo. Embo is one of my favourite minifigures, by far, that they did. I mean, just look at that guy. He's one of those ones I'm planning to get very soon. Like I said, I'm trying to collect all the Clone Wars minifigures that they did. And Lego has already done it so that I now need to get a whole bunch more. Couple that I have managed to get my hands on from the T6 shuttle is Shock T and Sassy Tin. The Shock T minifigure's pretty cool. I'm actually in the process of seeking out a classic version of that from a custom manufacturer. TX20, the tactical droid, pretty cool. R8B7, those are amazing minifigures from 2011. Savaggio Press and the Mandalorian Warrior. Savaggio Press is a really cool minifigure as well. We're now into the EU, so the expanded universe. I'm from the UK, so the word EU means something else. A V-Wing pilot, R2-Q2 from that V-Wing from the same year, 2011. We got two of my favourite minifigures, and I still don't own this set. I keep telling myself to buy this set, and I never do. We got Darth Vader, and we got Galen Merrick, or as he's also known as Starkiller, from that 2008 Rogue Shadow. And that was a cool set. I mean, look at these minifigures. They just look amazing. And of course, on the next page, we'll find Juno Eclipse and the Shadow Trooper, which are the only other two kind of characters we got from that game. And they did look good. And by the way, the TIE Crawler is a cool idea for a set. I'd be interested to see if Lego were to revisit that idea. And of course, we have covered the book. And, you know, this is kind of, you know, telling you what all you get on all the pages, and at the end we got something very similar to the start. So took a half an hour video, but it begs the question, is this worth it? Should you buy this? Hell yeah, for how cheap you can find this book, and considering the minifigure is quite easy to get on its own, this is a worthwhile book to get. It's a cool look into some classic stuff, you know. Yeah, you could buy the updated thing, but the updated thing will never highlight these cool classic minifigures that we got back in the day. And, I mean, yeah, the modern stuff's good and whatnot, but I'm a retro collector by nature. You look at my shelves, most of the stuff I buy is from back in the day. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. We don't often make half an hour videos on here, so like, comment, and subscribe, all the usual stuff. I'll be back next week with another review, probably on the T6 shuttle. Thanks for watching.